Good evening, viewers, and welcome to episode 6 of Grace's World, the show where we talk about a little bit of everything and anything, and I try to make your days and evenings a little bit more magical. Where to start today? Let's see. It is Thursday, August 6th, and the week is about to conclude. Time is flying. I don't know how we've managed to hang in there so well with everything that's been going on. But here we are. We're about to close out the week, and tonight for a lot of parents and a lot of families, it's open house night for back to school, and I'm looking forward myself to getting back to my students and getting back to my regularly scheduled programming. The only thing I'm not looking forward to is the 5-day work week, because my favorite part about the summer schedule is that we only work 4 days a week and we have a little bit more time to just take it easy. Tonight's episode, we're going to be doing a few different topics. Let's see how many I can check off the list. I want to talk about balance, timing, schedules. Does anybody have well, I'm sure a lot of you do, the hardest time trying to get yourself together, keep things in order, make time, just stay organized. I find now that as an adult, mind you, I'm about to be in my late 30s. I'm 37. I try to write down my appointments. I try to keep everything in order. I try to make sure I don't miss anything, make sure I schedule my public transportation on time to get from point A to point B. It's a lot. It's a lot. And I just wonder, when does it end? When does the chaos end for us to keep it together and be on time and have everything written down? But I guess at this point, with where we are in the world, just take it one day at a time. And it's just, I baffle myself sometimes, because no matter how many times you write something down, no matter how many times you take a wild guess, no matter how many times you do anything of that nature, it always seems to kind of fall into shambles. But hey, I will say this, I'm proud of myself, because back when I was a teenager, I would have never kept a proper calendar. I would have never have written anything down. I would have never, kept like little notes and little things like that anywhere, because I was horrible at that. Even when I was at school, especially in junior high, and I had my student planner, I was very hard for me to keep it together and write down my homework assignments and write down what I had to do. Granted, I was one of those kids that didn't like homework. I learned that the hard way. But yeah, life seems to be going at a faster pace, and we can't get it to slow down. But I will say this, as Gandalf in Lord of the Rings would say, that's another fandom for me. That's a huge deal, and I take a lot of those quotes to heart as well, especially Professor R.J. Tolkien. As Gandalf would say, all we have left to do is to decide what to do with the time that is given to us, and I find that to be so true. Because let me tell you, in the past 6 years, especially after my mother's passing, it's like I'm looking outside of a window, looking in, and nothing looks the same anymore. Everything looks so different. However, despite dealing with whatever grief you may be dealing with, you try to find the things that take you out of that. And I think I've done a pretty good job of that so far. Another thing I want to talk about is plans for the fall. Granted, y'all already know that I've got a special edition show coming up, my very first one. I plan on decorating for sure, but given recent health issues that my family has been going through, I plan on keeping things at a minimum. I would like to do more fall outdoor activities. Hopefully the weather cooperates, because as we all know, hurricane season does not end until November 30th. So we gotta hang in there. Yay! That was sarcasm, by the way. I would like to attend more fall holiday events and things like that, and cook more fall recipes as well. I love pumpkin and squash raviolis. I love butternut squash soup. I love all these things. Now, please keep in mind that my kitchen isn't necessarily ADA compliant, which is a reference for handicap accessibility. But I do manage to make it work, and hopefully I'll come up with different things, which that's another thing too. When we have a big meal, I'll very much try to bring y'all into the kitchen with me, just so you can see how we throw down in my house, because please let me say, and most of you know, most of my viewers know, and the new ones who come in, y'all will know, me and my brother are the only ones in the family born in the United States. My family comes from Cuba. So in my household, it's all Cuban cooking. And we throw down in my house. Always have, always will. I consider myself to be a pretty good cook. Problem is that I cook very light. I cook very light in sodium because I'm very careful about that. And so on and so forth. So that's another thing I plan to do as well. And let's see. Plans for the upcoming months in the future. Let's hope that I can plan more gatherings here at home and have more people over and things like that, just so we can spend time together and do things. As a matter of fact, as I've been saying, Halloween is on a Saturday, so I'm hoping this year I might be able to do a costume party. Let's see what happens. Let's see. And I'm going to find a way to write it down. 3 questions, or 4 tops. What kind of content would you like to see, or what adventures would you like to join me on, and things like that. And if you have a topic that I can talk about on the show, please tell me in the comments. I'd greatly appreciate it. I want to be as veritable as possible. That's the word. I don't want to be boring, because that's the last thing anyone wants. Lord knows there's a lot of TV going around that I don't know how we manage to stay entertained, but it happens to be working. And yeah, that's one thing. I want to hear your thoughts, and I want to hear. It's a little soon for me to be asking those questions, but I figure the more input I have, the better, because as I've said since episode 1, I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm very out of the loop, and I'm very I have to educate myself, and I have to learn a lot, because content creating, for some people, it's an art form. It's definitely a living. For some people, it's an art form. And some people are serious perfectionists. Some aren't. Granted, my objective is to keep this as natural as possible. So, but yeah, I will do that. I will try to figure out how to write those down so you can answer them. And let's see what the future holds for the next few weeks. This will probably be my 1 episode for the next few days. Over the weekend, I might film another one on Sunday. I might film episode 7 on Sunday just to have time, because as of next week, it is officially back to school week. I'm back to my Monday through Friday schedule, and I've got a lot of work to do, because I've got a lot waiting for me. So that about wraps it up for tonight's episode. Thank you for viewing. Thank you for watching. I greatly appreciate it. And for all the parents, all my viewers who are parents, and all of my newer viewers who are parents, and all the parents of the world, and all the kiddos in general, especially some very special kiddos that I have in my life. You guys know who you are. I love you guys to death. Have an amazing school year. Have a great time. Work hard. Do great things. And I can't wait to hear good news. And just so you know, Miss Grace is extremely proud of you. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Thanks for viewing. Tune in possibly on Sunday for episode 7. And I will catch you guys then. Bye.